Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Earl with Night Wolf Event DJ. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna wait and see if I get anybody coming in on Facebook here. Hopefully, I'll get at least a few people. So, today's discussion is going to be centered towards new brides to be that are planning their weddings coming up because wedding season has officially started. We still have a lot of brides out there looking for services for this year yet. There's a lot more waiting till last minute. But the one thing that I'm going to be addressing today, and this is a situation that I'm seeing not just here in Iowa, but I'm also seeing this in Minnesota and Wisconsin, because I am a part of the wedding groups for those two states as well. We have some bad actors in the wedding community, which is unfortunate. Um, basically, we've got hair and makeup artists who are taking people's money and they're disappearing. We've had issues with DJs. Think we've got that situation nipped in the bud. We found out who it was and took care of the issue with the group owners. And subsequently, that DJ has been banned from posting in pretty much all the Iowa groups. But we've got some other bad actors. We've got hair and makeup. Um, and let's see, who else? What else is being affected as well? Photographer. So the one thing that I'm wanting to cover today is making sure that you as a bride are choosing the right vendors to work with and those who are going to be there for you from start to finish, who fit your personality, what making sure that you're getting what you want, because that's our goal as vendors, is making sure we're giving you what you are asking for and what you want to see happen for your day. I, for one, as a DJ, minister, planner, day of coordinator, I have based my sole principle on giving all my clients the exact service that they're asking for, going above and beyond, being with them from start to finish, and especially working within their budget. Again, we have a lot of brides who are working with tight budgets this year, and I see that, and I acknowledge that. Um, so the one thing that I never want to see happen is a bride having to break the bank over getting good quality professional services for their special day. And for most brides, this only happens once in a lifetime. Yes, we also have brides out there who are going about this maybe the second or third time. But for most, it's a once in a lifetime deal, and it's very special. And we as vendors have to make sure that we are taking care of our clients, our brides. Now, if there's somebody over on Facebook who would like to come and join me on cam here in the studio, send me a message and I will get you over the link to join me here on cam. So, like I said, I'm going to wait and see if we have any people coming in on Facebook, which I'm hoping I will. And I know I just planned this out for today. earlier. So I may have to wind up give me a little bit more notice. But this is an important issue that I wanted to cover and make sure that people know that when you're choosing your vendors, because the top ones that you're going to want to look for right off the bat, and the very first one that you want to look for is your venue. Most venues are booking out a year to a year and a half ahead of time. Some of them even 2 years. So you want to make sure that you get that locked down first. Then start looking for your DJ, photographer, hair and makeup, caterer. Let's see. Definitely going out and getting your gowns and tuxes way ahead of time. Best thing to do is check with all your local bridal stores and to see who has sales going on, because you might get lucky and hit upon a sale that they're running at the particular time. You can get a gown for a really good, reasonable cost. But as I said before, you want to make sure that you have everybody booked way before your scheduled date. Plus, when it comes to talking with your vendors, you want to be able to make sure that you can talk with them personally, not just deal with emails, but getting actual phone calls, video conferences, meeting face to face. You want to be sure that you are doing this and making sure that your vendor is willing to do that. Because if you come across a vendor that is only communicating via email, that's never a good sign. And I just had somebody pop in and pop out. But the one, let's see, I'm going to try to make this sound as positive as possible. But you want to make sure that you can fully communicate that you're on the same page with your vendors, that they're on the same page with you. You have everything outlined, and you want to make sure that your vendors have contracts, because those contracts are legally binding. And you want to make sure that you have those in place and set in stone. Now, with most of us DJs, most all of us will have a backup plan just in case, because it's always good to have a backup plan. Some don't, and which is the unfortunate thing. Every once in a while, I'll see a DJ put out posts on just the vendor groups saying, hey, I need somebody to take this wedding for me. And usually they can, if they know way ahead of time that they need this, or give somebody enough time to prepare for it, then you should be good to go. But here again, you want to make sure that you have those contracts signed and set in stone, and that you have a copy of those contracts. Because that way, both you and the vendor are covered. I'll give it just a couple more minutes here to see if I get anybody popping in. Because I said before, this is open for both vendors and also brides to be. I would love to have some brides chip in and post up some questions so I can answer those questions for you. But if we don't get any, then we'll just kind of make do for the afternoon here. Now I may have to wind up trying this again at some point. So if I need to, I can plan this for a later date. That way it gives people enough time to prepare for it and wanting to participate. I can't stress enough the importance of communication. Oh, and especially when it comes to these bridal groups. And we get brides that come in asking for recommendations on services, or they post that they're looking for services, and they wind up getting flooded with every vendor in the book, especially by a lot of us DJs. We have several companies here in Iowa who are multi-operator services, which means that they have like up to 10 DJs working for them. And they try filling every single weekend throughout the wedding season for every one of those DJs. I get that. But there again, there's a lot of us out here who are single operators, just like myself. And granted, I would like to be able to fill at least 2 to 3 weekends per month. That is my ultimate goal. But I'm also taking time out for myself as well. I learned the hard way after 16 plus years of being on the go every single weekend. I wound up getting burned out. And I don't want to have that happen again. So this year's going to be a lot different. I'm going to be doing like 2, maybe 3 weekends a month. But the one thing that I have always done is to arrange a video conference with my potential brides so I can see them, they can see me, and we can openly discuss their plans while I'm doing up the paperwork. Hey, Dustin, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Just discussing some things that I've been seeing as of late for this year, that we have some bad operators again who are basically taking money from clients and then disappearing. Fortunately, it's not any of us DJs this time. So, which is a good thing. But we have other vendors out there who are doing this to brides. I've seen the posts in the Iowa groups. I've seen it in the Minnesota and the Wisconsin groups. So it's just not for here in Iowa. It's surrounding. And that's something I'm addressing to educate the brides. Yeah, I know it'll never end, which is unfortunate. Not unless these bad actors are called out and legal action is taken against them. That's the only thing that's going to stop them, is by them being held legally responsible for their actions. Here again, that's the reason why I'm trying to educate brides as to making sure that you have contracts set in stone with all your vendors and that you review those contracts closely. That way, like I said, it holds both the vendor and yourself. You're covering both of you actually, so that you can feel comfortable enough knowing that your vendor is going to be responsible for taking care of your wedding day, and that your vendor is going to be there with you from start to finish. Most all of us do have contracts, which is good. I don't think I've ever run across a vendor that has not operated off of contracts. Now, granted, we've got some brand new DJs popping up that are way down the bottom tier, I should say. They're just starting off. They're just learning. And granted, all of us have been there at one point or another, just starting out. So I'm hoping that those new DJs will eventually help themselves by talking to those of us who have been doing this for years and being able to learn from us and take that education and apply it to what they're doing so that they can better themselves and to be a professional vendor for all brides. Because I'm trying to keep this as positive as possible. I'm not wanting to be negative about anybody, but I am calling to light the problem that we are having with bad actors. That's the entire reason why I'm doing this. I can't say it enough. Make sure that you have open discussions. You have open communication with everybody. Because say for instance, if a venue gets double booked by accident, and most times it is by accident, because some venues, they don't have the communication between people inside that venue. I've seen it happen. And they will make sure that they communicate with their clients and to try to help them find another venue. With individual contractors, I know from experience, based in the past, I have done this myself. I have wound up accidentally double booking myself and then having to pass off weddings to other DJs. I've had to do that in the past. Luckily, I caught on to it way ahead of time so that I could get that other DJ up to speed of what's going on and make sure that other DJ was fully prepared. I admit it, it's happened. It's happened to the best of us. Because none of us are perfect. None of us are perfect at all. But the main thing is that's the reason why most of us have scheduled books that we absolutely adhere to. Because if we don't, then we wind up getting ourselves in trouble. And that's one thing that I am making sure that does not happen this year. Been a long time since that's happened. So I'm continuing on that trend of making sure that I'm checking dates before I even respond to any bride. That way I know for a fact that Either I have their date open or I've already got it booked. And then the one thing that I've really been hoping for this year is to form alliances with other vendors. That's the reason why I have preferred vendor lists that I'm currently filling for Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. And on those preferred vendor lists are going to be other vendors who I personally have vetted, spoken to, and plus seen examples of their work, so that I know that personally that I can recommend that vendor to potential clients and know that they're going to get taken care of. Because it has to be people that I know I can work with and who I trust. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this. If I come across somebody who I feel I can't trust, no, I'm not going to communicate. They have to be able to come off as professional with a good attitude, friendly personality, and have the experience to know what they're doing and have good, reputable comments from their past clients. That is essential for me as a wedding vendor to be able to work with others. I've some of the other vendors who I've worked with say photographers, coordinators, caterers. There are some that, yeah, I would not recommend because they can't communicate. And they come off with a snobbish attitude, uh, like they can't be bothered with timelines. Those are the ones I won't work with at all. There are some that who are, well, take for instance, I had a wedding once back, a few years ago, where the bride had hired a brand new girl photographer. She was just starting off. She was young. And I could tell that this was either her first wedding or in the early stages of beginning her career, because she was not in the right places for the photos. She was not paying attention. And I literally had to help train her on the go because I knew exactly what photos needed to be taken, when, and communicate the timeline with her. I was taking pictures as well. The mother of the groom came up and asked to see my pictures, which I happily did. I showed her the ones I took. And she flat out told me that she wanted my pictures over her photographer, which it was sad to say that it had to come to that point, because I did my best to try to help that photographer learn what she needed to do, where to be, what kind of pictures that she needed to get. And I hope that with the information I gave her, I was able to help push her along. Because I didn't want to be negative about it. But here again, that's the whole reason why I'm going to be doing regular broadcasts like this year, because I want brides to have the education, the knowledge, and know what to look for, who to talk to, and talk to the right vendors who are going to fit with them. So, with that being said, let's see, going on half hour right now. I was really hoping to get some more people tuning in on this and posting some questions, posting up comments, stories, whatnot. But I am going to be doing this on a regular basis throughout the year. So be sure to stay tuned for those. I'll be putting out announcements for more video broadcasts. So just kind of stay tuned to Nightwolf Event DJ, my business page. I also have a group for Nightwolf Event DJ, plus the website. So if anybody has any questions at all for me, please feel free to send out emails, message me on Facebook. I'm willing to sit down and talk with you at any given point. Have a good day, everyone, and pleasant journeys. And I hope to see a lot of you out there.